पाटील सर गुड मॉर्निंग. मुळे सर पाटील सर जॉईन झालेत ना?
यस सर.
हो जॉईन झाले त्यांना.
हॅलो, हा गुड मॉर्निंग. गुड मॉर्निंग सर. गुड मॉर्निंग. व्हेरी गुड मॉर्निंग.
हो झालेत सर जॉईन.
ओके सर.
हॅलो 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 गुड मॉर्निंग सर. हॅलो.
गुड मॉर्निंग सर. बोला सर.
हा am I audible सर?
हा यस यस यस.
ओके.
होत आहेत मुलं जॉईन होत आहेत. आतापर्यंत 40 ते 45 मुलं जॉईन झालेत सर.
ओके नो प्रॉब्लेम सर. सर स्क्रीन दिसतोय का सर? ब्लॅकबोर्ड दिसतोय?
सर ब्लॅक बोर्ड नाही दिसत सर. अर्धा दिसतोय सर.
स्टँड घ्यायचं. स्टँड स्टँड.
हा स्टँड लागेल सर.
एक मिनिट. हा स्टँड घ्यायचा. आता दिसतोय? आता दिसतोय सर?
नाही सर. तर तुम्हाला स्टँडवरच थोडं ठेवावं लागेल. स्टँड घ्यावं लागेल. हा ओके ओके सर. ओके ओके. यस सर. दिसतोय सर आता काय प्रॉब्लेम?
ओके.
बरोबर.
ओके सर. पीपीटी दिस. ब्लॅकबोर्ड नाही. ब्लॅकबोर्ड नाही दिसत. आता दिसतंय.
माहिती व्यवस्थित भरा सगळी गोष्टी. चुकू नका फक्त. पाटील सर चालू करायचं.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
हा येतोय सर, आवाज येतोय सर.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
सर चालू करायचं का?
Yes. Should we start? Yes. Sir. Yes. Sir.
ओके सर, नो प्रॉब्लेम. कोपनर सर. हॅलो.
हा.
कोपनर सर.
Yes, sir.
प्लीज स्टार्ट, नो प्रॉब्लेम.
Good morning, all of you. Please welcome Dr. Rajendra V. Patil, Associate Professor, ESPM, Rajeshri Shahu College of Pharmacy and Research, Pune. He served as a lecturer at GMSS, Agnihotri Institute of Pharmacy, Wardha, July 2005 to August 2006. Also working as an assistant professor at a GSM Rajeshri Shahu College of Pharmacy and Research since July 2008 to April 2019. A very big resume. Sir is in various work, seminars and conferences are attended. Also, research many research published in national and international journals. Any big thing, list of books authored. Sir, in 2011, at a glance pharma entrance exam. Publication, Tech Max publication, Pune. In 2012, medicinal chemistry second, strictly based on university for final year B.Pharm student. Publication, Tech Max publication at then 2013, pharmaceutical analysis first, strictly based on Pune University, first year. 2000, pharmaceutical organic chemistry third, strictly based on Pune University for the second year, third sem B.Pharm. Around 18 books are published. So I heartily welcome Dr. Rajendra B. Patil. And I request our principal, Kole sir, please think about this seminar.
Good morning, all of you. and specially welcome Dr. Rajendra Patil sir.
Thank you, sir.
सरांनी आज वेळातली वेळ काढून आपल्यासाठी वेळ दिलेला आहे. सरांचा बायोडाटा आणि प्रिपेअर्ड प्रिपरेशनसाठी वेबिनार पाहिले असता जवळजवळ सरांचे 50 ते 55 वेबिनार सरांनी हा जीपॅट वर घेतलेले आहेत. वेगवेगळ्या विषयावर सरांनी आजपर्यंत वेबिनार, गेस्ट लेक्चर वेगवेगळ्या ठिकाणी दिलेले आहेत. आणि आज आपल्याला ते एक टॅलेंट पर्सन आज आपल्याला गेस्ट लेक्चर म्हणून राबलेले आहेत. आज आपल्याला ते फार्माकोलॉजी या हा विषय कशा पद्धतीने जीपॅट साठी त्याची तयारी करायची, कशा पद्धतीने वेगवेगळ्या स्ट्रॅटेजीज वापरायच्या, कशा पद्धतीने वेगवेगळ्या स्ट्रॅटेजी वापरून अभ्यास करायचा याबद्दल मोलाचं मार्गदर्शन करणार आहेत. मी पुन्हा एकदा मार्फत सरांचं वेलकम करतो. आणि आज त्यांनी आम्हाला वेळ दिला. आमच्या विद्यार्थ्यांना जे काही आमचे 50-60 विद्यार्थी जीपॅट साठी बसलेले आहेत त्यांना वेळात वेळ काढून मार्गदर्शन करण्यासाठी वेळ दिला त्याबद्दल मी पुन्हा एकदा त्यांचे आभार मानतो. आणि सरांना रिक्वेस्ट करतो की तुम्ही पुढील तुमच्या अनमोल असे शब्दांना सुरुवात करावी.
Am I audible? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kole sir, and thank you very much for a brief introduction, Professor Abhijit sir. First of all, I'm very thankful to my friend Dr. Ajay Dhonde sir, who is giving me opportunity in your Reflection Institute. So today we will discuss regarding how to prepare for pharmacology. What are the strategies? What are the strategies? My screen is visible to you? Hello? Okay. So how to prepare? Yeah, how to prepare for the GPAT? Right. So before going to the actual pharmacology start, what is GPAT? GPAT is a graduate pharmacy aptitude test. What should be the eligibility criteria? The person holding bachelor's degree in B pharmacy, they are eligible for the GPAT. So how many questions will be there? There are total 125 questions. See why I am telling you. There are many more students, they don't know about that, how many questions will be there, because I think so there will be some students from the third year or some student will be from the second year will be there. So there will be total 125 questions. Each questions will be carry 4 marks, right? And that exam will be conducted for 3 hours. Total there are 500 marks. 1 marks will be deducted from the each wrong answers. Right. So now, what are the significance? What are the importance if you will qualify the GPAT? Right. So if you will qualify the GPAT, first of all, you will get the stipend rupees 12,600 per month. So that stipend you will get for the whole 2 years. Right. So from first year and from second year. Another thing is that what are the importance? Then so if you will qualify the GPAT, first of all, you will eligible for the NIPER. Okay, so what is NIPER? NIPER is National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education Research. That is NIPER. There are 7 campuses of the NIPER that I will tell you after the lecture. So what are the centers of the NIPER, right? Then after that, you will get also admission in the MTech. There are many more campuses of the MTech. There are many more MTech program in the your PharmTech, MTech in biomedical engineering, MTech in nanotech, right? Nanomedicine and nanotechnology. Okay. Now there will be confusion in the student mind. So what should be the confusion? How to start GPAT preparation? What to refer? What points to cover? What is more important? How to prepare and how to solve papers. So these are some points that wandering in the student's mind. Right. So how to start, right? So what to refer, that today we'll discuss. Before going to that, what are the important dates? I think so you got these important dates by a previous expert, right? Dr. Popat sir has already given information regarding this. So your GPAT form already released from 16th Feb, right, up to 17th March. So that last date for the successful transaction, that is 18th March. And I think so your GPAT hall tickets will be released in the second week of April. These are the probable dates. Next is exam date. That is also probable that maybe in the last week of April or first week of May, that exam will be conducted. So 22nd April to 27th May, sorry, 27th April, either first week of May to means 7th May. Up to this, that exam may be conducted, and result may be conducted in the second or third week of May. Right. So these are the important dates and events for the GPAT 2020. Another thing is that what should be the pattern for the GPAT 2022 examination? So before going to the start lecture, I would like to ask the students how many subjects are there for the GPAT 2022. So whenever I am asking the students how many subjects are there, students are telling 18 subjects, 19 subjects. But my dear student, there are total 4 subjects. Right? There are total 4 subjects. So which are that 4 subjects? So first is the pharmaceutical chemistry. So second is pharmaceutics. Third is the pharmacology. Fourth is the pharmacognosy. And next is your other subjects. Now, what should be the weightage? Already they have given in the GPAT 2022 brochure, if you will go through that. So you have to give the maximum weightage to pharmaceutics and pharmaceutical chemistry. So they have the equal weightage, 38 questions, both have, right? And 152 marks. Same weightage for the pharmaceutics. Pharmacology, there will be 28 questions, and that will be for 112 marks. And next is the pharmacognosy, which is a very interesting subject. There will be 11 questions. That will be for the 44 marks, and other subjects other, that is the management and others. So that there will be some questions that will be total 11 questions will be there and 44 marks for that. So total marks for the GPAT, that is the 500. Total questions will be there 125. Right? So dear student, this is the GPAT pattern, GPAT 2022 pattern. So before going to the GPAT 2022 preparation, I would like to tell you people, this is not a GPAT 2022, but my dear student, this is your mission GPAT 2022. And if you want to success and if you want to excel in the mission GPAT 2022, so you have to go for the smartly, as well as you have to take the efforts for that. Let us discuss about that. Now, today we are going to discuss about the pharmacology. So before going to the pharmacology, I would like to ask the students how you will go for the pharmacology. How you will go for the pharmacology? Whenever I am asking the students how you will go for the pharmacology, students, they are directly jump on the ANS, CNS, some are saying the CVS. But my dear student, don't go haphazard. This is not a proper way to go for the GPAT preparation. This is not a proper way to go for the pharmacology preparation, right? So you have to go through the basics, not only for the pharmacology, but also for the pharmaceutics, pharmaceutical chemistry, and pharmacognosy. Right? So before going to the main topics, you have to go through the first part, that is the general pharmacology. So which topic you have to study in the general pharmacology? So first is routes of drug administration. Right? So routes of drug administration. So what are the routes of drug administration? There are many more routes of the drug administration. So I have this chart. So first route is sublingual route. Right? So first route is sublingual route. First route is sublingual route. Now here I would like to ask you people one question. There are many more routes. So first is sublingual route. Sublingual route. So what is mean by sublingual route? When drug is kept under the tongue, that is called as when drug is kept under the tongue, that is the sublingual route. Now, so question is, what is the question here? So question, which type of question which will be asked in the GPAT? So that question will be like this: which drug is administered? Which drug is administered sublingually in the treatment of AP, that is the angina pectoris. Angina pectoris. Do you got the question, dear student? What is the question? Which drug is administered sublingually in the treatment of angina? In the treatment of angina pectoris. This is your question, right? So what should be the option? Option A. First option is propranolol. Right? Propranolol. Second option is, you are getting the options. Second option is nifedipine. Option C is GTN. Option D is GTN. Option D is all of these. Yes. See, there are four options. So question is, which drug is administered sublingually in the treatment of angina pectoris? This is your question. So what should be your correct answer? Yes, what should be your correct answer? Yes, what should be your correct answer? Your correct answer, obviously, GTN. Right? So my question is, why GTN? How students are going? What students are doing? So yes, question, which drug is administered sublingually in the treatment of angina pectoris? They are saying GTN. See, next question. Again, next question. Again, next question. They are going like this. This is not a way to go for the actual. This is not a way to go for the GPAT 2022. So how you have to go? So why this GTN? Right? So what do you know about the others option? Right? So first option here we will discuss. So my dear student, so we are discussing one question. As per if I'll go in detail, I require for this one question 1 hour. Right? So let us discuss about this first option. What is propranolol? Yes, what is propranolol? Yes, what is propranolol? What is propranolol? Now students will tell me the answer. Propranolol is beta blocker. Some are saying alpha blocker. Right? Some are saying beta 2 blocker. But actually propranolol is non-selective beta blocker. So what is propranolol? Non-selective beta blocker. Why this? Again, question is why this? Why propranolol is a non-selective beta blocker? Because propranolol acts on beta 1, beta 2, as well as beta 3. Right? So that's why it is called as non-selective beta blocker. If propranolol is a non-selective beta blocker, then other student will ask you, sir, what are the examples of the beta 1 blocker? Can anybody tell me the, yes, you can message me in the chat box. Can anybody tell me the example of the beta 1 blocker? Yes? Yes? Anyone? Yes, yeah, atenolol, right, very good. Then prazosin, no way. Prazosin is, whatever you know, right? Whatever you know, जे काही तुम्हाला माहित असेल ते सांगा, please. Now I got one answer. I have seen that is a prazosin. Prazosin is a selective alpha 1 blocker. Prazosin, doxazosin, terazosin, tamsulosin, alpha 1 blocker, selective alpha 1 blocker. That's why I'm saying whatever you know, please put in chat box, right? Prazosin is not a alpha 1 blocker, right? So how will you remember the alpha 1 blocker? Zosin series, prazosin, doxazosin, terazosin, tamsulosin, right? So these are the alpha 1 blocker. Now, so I got the one I have seen that atenolol. Only atenolol. What do you know about others? Yes, atenolol, then others. Only atenolol. Only atenolol. Now I'll share with you people how will you remember the beta 1 blockers name, right? Not only atenolol. So what are the others beta 1 blocker? Say ambe. What are the others beta 1 blocker? Ambe. A for atenolol. M for metoprolol. Do you got it? Ambe. In the screen, do you got it? Yeah. A, atenolol. M, metoprolol. B, betaxolol. B, bisoprolol. Very good. E, ismolol. Right? So how will you remember? Ambe. So I don't think so whether you got it. And in this way you have to go for the GPAT. This is the actual way to go for the GPAT. Ambe. A, atenolol. M, metoprolol. Some students are pronunciating like this, metia, not metia. It's a meto, right? Then betaxolol, right? Bisoprolol, and E, ismolol. These are the cardioselective beta 1 blocker. Okay. Now, what do you know about the beta 2? What do you know about the beta 2? See, if you are going for the GPAT, you have to go like this. Then and then you will success, and then you will excel. Okay. So what do you know about the beta 2? So beta 2 is what? Beta 2 is, yes, anybody know? Butoxamine. Beta 2 is butoxamine. butoxamine. So beta 2 is butoxamine, right? So butoxamine is beta 2 blocker. Okay, right? So this now we'll discuss. Now we have seen the beta 1 blocker, we have seen the beta 2. Now what is non-selective beta blocker? So what are the non-selective beta blocker? You know, only propranolol. Yes, only propranolol. Yes. What are the others? What are the others? What are the others? Yes, sotalol, pindolol, yes, nadolol, nadolol, leovinolol, right? Factolol, etc. There are many more. अजून भरपूर आहेत. Again, due to the lack of time, I'm sharing this only. Right? Got it? Now this is about these are the examples of the non-selective beta blocker. Now come to the main point. What is propranolol? Now you got it. Propranolol is a non-selective beta blocker. Why this? I got it. Why this? Now, what are the uses of propranolol? What are the uses of propranolol, dear student? Yes, can anybody tell me? Yes, what are the uses of propranolol? Yes, you can type in the chat box. What are the uses of propranolol? Again, here the students are not able to tell, or they know only one, that is the hypertension. Okay, they know the others like angina pectoris. But dear student, again I have a technique. How you will go for that? So that is how will you remember the uses of propranolol? Yes, do you know? How will you use it? How will you remember? So just remember third part. How will you remember third part? So for your kind of information, whatever I'm sharing these tricks and techniques, only I have that. Right? So T, that is the thyrotoxicosis. You don't get anywhere. Right? T, thyrotoxicosis. H, hypertension. So propranolol used in following condition. Propranolol used in following condition. T, thyrotoxicosis. H, hypertension. A for angina pectoris. P, pheochromocytoma. What is pheochromocytoma? Again, question is here. Yes, you have studied in the ecology. What is pheochromocytoma? Many more students, they don't know, although they have studied. Okay, no problem. They forgot. Right? So, write down pheochromocytoma. This name indicates pheochromocytoma. Chromochromatin. Site cell. Toma, tumor of chromatin cell. Now go in detail. Chromatin cell located in a adrenal medulla. Adrenal medulla located in a kidney. So cancer occur in adrenal medulla. Right? Got it? So cancer of chromatin cells. And that is pheochromocytoma. Actually, what exactly happened in pheochromocytoma? The blood pressure has been raised. So blood pressure is tremendously increased. That will be more than systolic blood pressure is more than 170, 180, and diastolic blood pressure more than 120 and 130. Sometimes it goes one systolic is a 200 and diastolic is a 140. So 200 by 140, which is a huge blood pressure, right? So that is the pheochromocytoma. Next P is prophylaxis of migraine. Sorry, not yeah. So that is what. So this P is pheochromocytoma, and this is prophylaxis of migraine. Okay. Then A is right. A is what? A is what? Again, anxiety. The digitalis toxicity. The digitalis toxicity. So these are the uses of propranolol. So how will you remember? Chapter T, thyrotoxicosis. Yes, hypertension. A, angina pectoris. A, arrhythmia. Right? P, pheochromocytoma. P, prophylaxis of migraine. A, anxiety, and the digitalis toxicity. So dear student, so this is about the propranolol uses only. Now, my next question is again in the pharmacology, not only uses, but there are also contraindications. So, what are the contraindications of the propranolol? Yes, anybody know? So, when I was Raipur in the 2007-8, I asked the student, that lecture was going on morning to evening. I asked the question, what are the uses of propranolol? Right? So one student stood up and she told me, sir, propranolol is used in the treatment of bronchial asthma. I said, Gaya, how it is used? So propranolol is you that is contraindications in the bronchial asthma. Again, I have mnemonics, I have techniques, and I have tricks. How will you remember the contraindications? Don't prescribe propranolol himself. What is the trick? Don't prescribe propranolol himself or DPH. In short, how will you remember? DPH, D, diabetes. So propranolol is contraindicated in diabetes. P, pulmonary disease. For example, bronchial asthma. And H is, when I'm writing the H, some students are saying, sir, hypertension. Are bhai, use dekha humne abhi. H stands for heart attack. H stands for heart attack. So DPH, D, diabetes, P, pulmonary disease, H, heart attack. So these are the contraindications of the propranolol. These are the contraindications. So we are discussing the propranolol. So we have seen what is propranolol, non-selective beta blocker. What are the therapeutic uses we have seen? Then what are the contraindications we have seen? Now, what is the nature of propranolol? Do you know? Now we'll move to the sutics, biopharmaceutics. What is the nature? Means what is the solubility of the propranolol? Can anybody tell me? So propranolol is a soluble in lipid. So propranolol is a lipid soluble. So why propranolol is a lipid soluble? Because it exists. It is a non-polar. First point. Write down. You can write down. It is a non-polar. If it is a non-polar, it exists in unionized form. Means there will be no polarization. Right? If it exists in an unionized form, so it is lipid soluble. It is water insoluble, it is hydrophobic, right? It is hydrophobic, but first point is it is a non-polar. Second point is it exists in if there is a non-polar means no ionization, that means it exists in unionized form. If it is unionized form, it is a lipid soluble, water insoluble, hydrophobic. Got it? Then it has a high absorption rate. If it has a high absorption rate, it has high bioavailability, and if it has high bioavailability, it should be easily crosses the triple B. What is triple B? Blood-brain barrier. Right. Another thing is that propranolol also has highest first-pass metabolism. That I'll let you know. I'll discuss that. What is the first-pass metabolism in the next slide? Right. So this is about the propranolol. So this we have discussed regarding what? This we have discussed regarding the pharmacology and biopharmaceutics. Now, actually, how will you draw the structure? How will you draw the structure of propranolol? Yes, can anybody tell me? I'll take the only one structure because although here pharmacology, my dear student, you are preparing for the GPAT. If you are preparing for the GPAT, you have to study both pharmacology and medicinal chemistry simultaneously. Right? Now my question is, how will you draw the structure of propranolol? Yes. Next first question is, which basic nucleus present in a propranolol? Yes, can anybody tell me? Which nucleus present in a propranolol? Yes, option A, alpha-naphthol, B, beta-naphthol, C, xylidine, D, none of these. आता काही स्टुडंटला माहित नसतं म्हणून they are saying none of these. It's not like that. Actually, there is alpha-naphthol. So this is the alpha-naphthol. Actually, when you are studying the medicinal chemistry, my dear student, don't directly jump on the structures. When you are studying the medicinal chemistry, you have to go through the again basics. I have 80 heterocycles, and whenever I'm taking the medicinal chemistry, I'm going through the very basics, right? So this is alpha-naphthol, right? Now, what is the name of the drug? What is the name of the drug? Propria. 1, 2, 3. Nola. Nola, right? Now, what is the common side chain? Common side chain is isopropylamine. This is the propranolol. Got it? How I have drawn the propranolol? Do you got the structure of the propranolol? How I have drawn the structure? Propranolol. First of all, what is the basic nucleus? Alpha-naphthol. What is their name? Propranolol. Propane. 1, 2, 3. Nola. And what is the common side chain? Isopropanol. Write down, isopropylamine is a common side chain in all cardioselective beta 1 blocker. This is a very, very important. Isopropylamine is a common side chain present in the cardioselective beta 1 blocker. All cardioselective, I'm saying all cardioselective. We have discussed what are the example of cardioselective beta 1 blocker, dear student? What I told you, AMBE, right? So in that, so your this common side chain. Again, your this isopropylamine, this side chain is also present in a some non-selective beta blocker. That is a pindolol, that is a leobinolol, right? So that is a propranolol, that is a sotalol. Okay, so this is the structure. Now, so on the basis of whenever I'm taking the ecology and medicinal chemistry simultaneously, in the Diwali vacation, when you are going for the purchasing, whenever you will purchase the one sari, you will get the two sari free. So एक पे दो free, just like that. If you will draw the one structure, you will get the two structure free. एक structure काढलं तर तुम्हाला दोन structure free मिळणार. How? I'm telling you. So how you will draw? This is a beta blocker, non-selective beta blocker. How will you draw the structure of atenolol? See, ate means acetamide. Remaining is the same. Got it? This is a very simple structure. See what I did, मी काय केलं, मी फक्त एक बेन्झिनला डिलीट केलं, एक बेन्झिन रिमूव्ह केलं आणि त्याच्या जागेवर जो खाली फक्त काय केलं, CH2CONH2. This is what atenolol. Now if you want to again one more structure free, that is the metoprolol. How you will go? Do you got it? I hope you got it. See, propranolol में से आपको क्या करना है? You have to just remove one benzene. Right? So, and lower side there is the acetamide. Right? Now, if you want to go for the next, that is the metoprolol. What you have to do? CH2, OCH3. OCH3. Right? So, this is your metoprolol. That's it. In this way, you can draw the ismolol. In this way, you can draw the betaxolol and bisoprolol. So, if you will draw the one structure, you will get the 3 to 4 structures free. And in this way, you have to go for the GPI preparation. Right? And that's it. This is about the propranolol. This is about the propranolol. Right? So our options were what? Propranolol. Second option, nifedipine. Right? Now third is GTN. Now and next is none of this. None of the above. Okay, so we have finished propranolol. Now, if anyone will be ask you, जर तुम्हाला कोणीही propranolol विषयी विचारला, now don't stop. You know very well what is propranolol. Not only propranolol, but also you know about others also. Right? So here, and this is the right way to go for the GPI. Now, next option is what is nifedipine. So I'll take only one question like this, then I'll go ahead. Right? So what is nifedipine? What is nifedipine? What is nifedipine? Yes. Yes, nifedipine. What is nifedipine? Yeah, very good. CCB, great. CCB. What is CCB? Before going to the CCB, CCB is a calcium channel blocker. What is CCB? Before going to the calcium channel blocker, what are the different types of the calcium channel? Right? What are the different types of the calcium channel? Anybody know the calcium channel? There are 4 types of the calcium channel. LNTP. Again. LNTP. These are the 4 types of calcium channels. L type, N type, right? LNTP, T type, P type. What is L? L stands for long lasting. See how students are doing. Only calcium channel blocker. But what are the types of calcium channel? Before going to the blocker, what are the different calcium channel? So there are 4. L, long lasting. N, neuronal. T, transient, and P, Perkins fibers. 90% drug block your L type, nifedipine, and others. Right? So in this way you have to do. Now these are the drugs which block these types of the calcium channel are called as calcium channel blocker. How will you classify the calcium channel blocker again? How will you classify the calcium channel blocker? So calcium channel blockers, yes, anybody know? Calcium channel blockers are classified One phenylalkylamine derivative example is phenylalkylamine derivative example is verapamil. I think so. Most of the students they know only one example. So you have to remember more and more examples. So here, how will you remember VA? Verapamil, anipamil. Write down anipamil. So verapamil and anipamil, these are the verapamil and anipamil. These are the examples of phenylalkylamine. Now next class is 1,4-dihydropyridine derivative. Right? So what are the examples of phenylalkylamine, verapamil, and anipamil? How will you remember, dear student? VA. What are the examples of the one next class is 1,4-dihydropyridine? Yes, can anybody tell me? So that option is nifedipine. More, yes, others examples of the 1,4-dihydropyridine. Second class is 1,4-dihydropyridine. Now, see, if this is a 1,4-dihydropyridine, most of the students are unable to draw this. So you have to draw a very simple structure. So this is a 1,4-dihydropyridine. Now, yes, nifedipine. Then others, yes, yes. If you know, please put in chat box. If you know, okay. Student know only 3 to 4. See, how will you remember the examples of the 1,4-dihydropyridine? So dipine series. How will you remember dipine series? First, nifedipine. Second, amlodipine. Third, nimlodipine. Fourth, nitrendipine. Fifth, felodipine. Sixth, isradipine. Next, lastidipine. Okay, okay. So these are the 7 to 8 you have to remember. Right? So right from the nifedipine, amlodipine, nitrendipine, felodipine, lastidipine, isradipine, dipine, amlodipine, nifedipine, isradipine, nitrendipine, nimlodipine, felodipine, dipine, nifedipine. These are the examples of 1,4-dihydropyridine. And last class of the calcium channel blocker, that is what? Benzothiazepine derivative. What is the example? Only one example is there. So I have gone to the many more books. I have searched to the Google also. There is only one example, and that is nothing but the diltiazem. Diltiazem, right, Kiran? Very good, great. So your benzothiazepine derivative example is diltiazem. Right now, I would like to tell you people, these are the calcium channel blocker, and you know what is nifedipine? Nifedipine is a calcium channel. Now here, student will yes, anybody will ask you, calcium channel blocker. Sorry, nifedipine come under the which class? So nifedipine come under the chemical class of nifedipine is 1,4-dihydropyridine. Now, so here again you can go for the structure. So again there is a time restriction. Otherwise, very firstly I told you I require for this one question 1 hour, 1.5 hours I require for that. So due to the timing, so I'm just telling you basic nucleus present in nifedipine already I have drawn here. That is what? 1,4-dihydropyridine. So whenever you will draw the structure now, very simple structure. Okay, fine. I'm going to draw the structure. Very simple structure. Very simple structure. Because why I have drawn the structure? Because whenever you will draw the structure, whenever you will see the structure, you will get the more questions. My question is again, which is the starting material for the synthesis of nifedipine? So structure is in front of you. My question is, which is the starting material for the synthesis of nifedipine? Options are A, orthonitrophenolidate, B, metanitrophenolidate, C, paranitrophenolidate, D, all of these. See, question is, which is the starting material for the synthesis of nifedipine? Options A, orthonitrophenolidate, B, metanitrophenolidate, C, paranitrophenolidate, and D, all of these. Yes, you can give the answer in chat box, please. A. Why this? Yes, Kiran, why this? You are right, 100% right. Because, right, very good. Because nitro group is the present at ortho position. Right? That's why this is the right answer. Now, why not metanitrophenolidate? If I'll shift this nitro group this at the meta position, yes, Kiran, can you tell me? Then, yes, what is that? Is the structure of? I just shifted the nitro group from ortho to meta. What is the name of that structure? Nitrane-dipene. Nitrane-dipene. And so nitrane-dipene, what is the starting material for the nitrane-dipene? That is a meta-nitrobenzene. See. समझ में आ रहे हैं? So हमने यहाँ पे just we have seen the one structure, you will get the 2 or 3 questions. We are discussing this one option, you will get the lots of the things, and in this way you have to do. Again, right now this is a nitrane-dipene structure, and here we have seen the, and this question was asked in the NIPER 2017. This question was asked in the Manipal 2016. This question may be asked in the GPAT 2022. So you have to go through this again. Next is again calcium channel blockers come under the following class of antiarrhythmic agent. My question is, listen question properly. Calcium channel blockers come under the following class of antiarrhythmic. Options are A, class 1. So that is the Roman. B, 2. C, class 3. And D, class 4. My question is, calcium channel blocker come under the class of antiarrhythmic. Channel blocker come under the following class of antiarrhythmic. Yes, what should be your answer? Yes, Kiran or other your batchmates, other your friends. Yes, tell me any answer. No problem. This is not a GPAT webinar. This is just interactive session, my dear student. You have to take part in. Although your answer is wrong, don't hesitate. What should be your correct answer? Class 4. Very good. Right. My question is again, why this? Again, for that there is one technique. How will you remember the classification of antiarrhythmic agent? If you remember, I told, right? So how will you remember? MBA college. Yes, how will you remember? So my dear student, how will you remember MBA college? M bole to membrane stabilizing agent. M bole to membrane stabilizing agent, which is also called as sodium channel blocker. B, beta blocker. A, action potential widening agent. And C, that is a calcium channel blocker. That's why calcium channel blocker come under the floor class. And if you know like this, if you will go like this, then you don't have a structure. How will you remember the classification of antiarrhythmic? MBA college. Emboleto, membrane stabilizing agent. That is also called a sodium channel blocker. B, that is a beta blocker. A, action potential widening agent. And C, that is a CCB. Okay, again question will be there. Which calcium channel blockers come under the class? Which calcium channel blocker acts as an antiarrhythmic agent? My question is, which calcium channel blocker acts as an antiarrhythmic agent? Options are right down. You can write down the options. Options are A, nifedipine, and verapamil. Nifedipine and verapamil. B, amlodipine and diltiazem. C, verapamil and diltiazem. And D, none of these. Please. Yes, your option. Yes, why this? Very good. Correct. Your correct answer. Yes, all the students are. Yes, verapamil and diltiazem. How will you remember? Why this only? Because you have to remember like this. VD, Vilasrao Deshmukh. How will you remember? Vilasrao Deshmukh. V, verapamil and D, diltiazem. This is the correct answer. Okay, this is the correct answer. So this is about nifedipine. See, we are not only stick to the nifedipine. We have just seen what are the others related to nifedipine. Now again, nifedipine is not administered orally, but also it is administered. There are transdermal patches are also available in the market of the nifedipine. But nifedipine does not act as a, not administered your sublingually. That's why this is not option. Again, propranolol is not also administered orally, not administered sublingually. That's why that propranolol and nifedipine are not an answer. Right? Although propranolol and nifedipine both are used in the treatment of angina pectoris, but their route is different. Both are administered orally in the treatment of AP, that is the angina pectoris. That is in short of nifedipine. Right? There are many more about nifedipine. Do you know nifedipine also acts as a vasodilator? Again, I'll ask the question: what are the different types of the vasodilator? Arterial vasodilator, venous vasodilator, mixed vasodilator. Okay, fine. That's it. Okay, so that's it about the nifedipine. Now, next is your GTN. What is GTN? What is the long form of GTN? Yes, can anybody tell me? The long form of GTN is glycerotrinitrile. GTN is also called as nitroglycerin. Again, question is here, very simple structure. If you will go for the structure CH2ONO2, CHONO2 and CH2ONO2. Okay, how you will go for that? Again, then GTN, glycerotrinitrile, which is also called as nitroglycerin, and now which is the starting material for the synthesis of glycerin. Before going to the starting material, I would like to ask the question: if you know, please tell me what is different between glycerin and glycerol. See, my basic question is, I would like to ask you, please, if anybody know, please write in chat box what is different between glycerol and glycerin. And if you know the structure, please draw the structure. Glycerol and glycerin. Do you know the difference between glycerol and glycerin? Yes? 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 Any other student? What is different? So, for your kind information, there is no as such any difference. Glycerin is also called as glycerol. Other students are saying, so, sir, CH2OH, 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 this is the glycerol. And they are drawing something different structure of the glycerin. No way. Just like you people, you are having a 2 or 3 names. तुम्हाला पण 2-3 नाव असतात ना. Anil, Ania, different names are there. Annie, different names are there. Just like that, glycerin is also called as glycerol. And pharmaceutically, glycerin acts as a, you're studying in the pharmaceutics, humectant. Glycerin is act as a humectant. Okay, glycerin acts as a humectant, right? So this is GTN. So again, write down all GTN. GTN come under the which class of the antianginal? That come under the class of organic nitrate. So organic nitrate is divided into 2 parts. One is short acting, another is long acting. So these come under the class of, yes, short acting, right? So others are isosorbide dinitrate, isosorbide tetranitrate, then erythroid tetranitrate, amyl nitrate. Okay, another thing is that this nitroglycerin is also acts as a vasodilator. Again, which vasodilator it is? Which vasodilator it is? It is the venous vasodilator, right? The common thing, all organic nitrates, right? The common thing, all organic nitrates come under the class of venous vasodilator. All organic nitrates come under the class of venous-vasodilator. Okay, venous-vasodilator. All of you got it? Okay, and that's it. Now, glycerotrinitrate or nitroglycerin is administered sublingually in the treatment of angina pectoris. Angina pectoris. Okay, so nitroglycerin, other routes, nitroglycerin is also administered right down infunctionally. I am writing the infunctional route. I think so many more students, they don't know that. They have heard first time, infunctional. Yes, can anybody tell me? Yes, other students, yes. Please, if you know, tell me. If you know, please put in chat box. What is in the infunctional? Yes, you are the students of pharmacology. You have studied already. Right, infunctional route is nothing but the rubbing on the skin, rubbing on the face, right? So that is infunctional. So nitroglycerin is administered infunctional route, nitroglycerin is administered sublingually. One more route is the nitroglycerin is administered. Transdermal patches are also available of the nitroglycerin. Transdermal patches are also available of the nitroglycerin. That's it. This is about your first question. And here we have completed in short. I'm saying in short, not detail. This is we have completed here first question. Which drug is administered sublingually in the treatment of angina pectoris? So your correct answer is GTN. Why GTN? We have discussed in detail. Okay, so now what are the drugs, other drugs which are administered sublingually? Right? So there are, now you got it screen, you got the PPT. Are you visible to PPT?
Yes, sir.
Okay, wait. No, yes, are you visible to PPT? Yeah. So nitroglycerin. Yes, sir, are you visible to PPT?
No, sir. No, sir.
Hello?
No, sir.
Wait, sir, wait.
Yes, sir. आता दिसतंय सर.
Yeah. So which drug administer the sublingually? Sir, there are many more drugs. So what are the drugs which are administered orally? So that is your what? Your nitroglycerin, isoprenaline, clonidine, and your buprenorphine. Right? Nitroglycerin. You are not visible.
No, sir. No, sir. Not visible, sir. Yes, sir. आता दिसतंय सर.
So nitroglycerin, isoprenaline, buprenorphine, okay, and clonidine. These are the drugs which are administered sublingually. Now next route is you're not visible. PPT not visible. Sir, my PPT is visible to you.
No, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. आता दिसतंय सर.
Wait, sir. आता दिसतंय now. Yes. Okay, fine. Sir, now is it visible? Okay, yeah. Now next route is rectal route. Rectal route. Which drug is administered rectal route? Right. So again, which drug is administered rectally in the treatment of febrile epilepsy? Right. So what are the options? Phenytoin, phenobarbital, diazepam, and all of these. Right. So which drug is administered rectally in the treatment of febrile epilepsy? Options are A, phenytoin, B, phenobarbital, C, diazepam, and D, all of these. What should be your correct answer? Yes, please. Yes. Anybody know? Okay, your correct answer is diazepam. Again, why this? Because before going to the options, my question is, what is febrile epilepsy? You're starting in ecology. Do you know the febrile epilepsy? Yes, others. What is febrile epilepsy? Write down. Febrile epilepsy is epileptic attacks occur below 5-year children along with high-grade fever. That is febrile epilepsy. You got it? Epileptic attack occurs below 5-year children along with high-grade fever. 0 ते 5 वर्ष, 5 वर्षाखालील मुलांमध्ये इपिलेप्टिक अटॅक येतो, त्याला हाय ग्रेड फीवर असतो, त्याला म्हणतात फेब्राईल इपिलेप्सी. There are many more types of epilepsy, mainly simple epilepsy, partial epilepsy, and they are again divided into many more generalized, right? So out of that, one is a febrile epilepsy, right? I hope you got the answer. That is a diazepam. Now, why diazepam? Because phenytoin is used in the treatment of GTNC, generalized tonic-clonic epilepsy. Then phenobarbital is used in the treatment of absence seizure. Right. So that's why your correct answer is diazepam. And diazepam is a root. Diazepam is such a drug which administered rectally. Right. Your other drugs, they are administered orally. Okay. So now, which are the drugs which are administered the rectal route? There is a diazepam. What is the category of diazepam? Can anyone tell me? Diazepam is a sedative hypnotics. Diazepam is the sedative hypnotics. Then next is the indomethacin. What is indomethacin? NSAID. Indomethacin in the market, there is the Indicap. Indomethacin acts as a NSAID, which chemically it is the indole acetic acid derivative. Next, ergotamine. Now, ergotamine. What is ergotamine? Ergotamine is a drug that is anti-adrenergic drug. And there was a question in the last GPAT 2020, which ergot derivative is a water soluble? Write down the question. Which ergot derivative is the water soluble? Options are A. Ergomycin, B. Ergotoxin, C. Ergovinin, D. All of these. Your correct answer is ergomycin. Your correct answer is ergomycin. Right? So you just remember ergometrin is the only water soluble ergot derivative. Others are lipid soluble. Which are the others ergot derivative? Yes, ergotoxin, ergovinin. Okay, these are the lipid soluble. Then paraldate, that is also administered rectally. Next route is a subcutaneous route, insulin, and adrenaline. These are the drugs which are administered subcutaneously. Next is the transdermal. Already we have discussed nicotine and phentonin and nitroglycerin. Okay, and epinephrine is also there. So this is about the transdermal. I would like to ask the questions again. Here I have shown you the drugs. Otherwise, whenever I am asking the students which drug is administered orally, what students are telling me, they are saying, sir, paracetamol. Some are saying aspirin. Dear students, you are in the final year. I didn't expect from you people this answer. What should be your answer? Your answer will be amoxicillin. Your answer will be talbutamide. Your answer will be amoxicillin and clavulanic acid. Right? Then propranolol. Right? There is a sotalol. There are many more drugs are there which are administered. So whenever you will face the interview of the marketing, at that time which drug is administered orally, don't tell paracetamol and aspirin, because no doubt they are administered orally, but these are the very prime drugs. Right? So you must know the actual drugs. Means they are also drugs, but you must know you are in the final year. Okay. So atenolol, metoprolol, number of the beta blockers, propranolol. Okay. So they are administered orally. Next is the nasal route. So what are the which drugs are administered nasally? Desmopressin, napazolone, phenylephrine, and phenylpropanolamine. Again, there is a intravenous route. That is how will you remember? How will you remember? Yes, I make one mnemonic CPL. In cricket there is a Caribbean Premier League. So you just remember CPL, C for cefixime, P procaine, and L lignocaine. I would like to ask you people here, what is lignocaine? Yes, local anesthetic. What is another name of lignocaine? Lidocaine and xylocaine. Why it is called as xylocaine? Because xylene ring is present in that. That's why it is called as xylocaine. So lignocaine, lidocaine, and yes, lidocaine, lignocaine, and xylocaine. So here you just remember that local anesthetics are the cane series. There is only very interesting example I would like to share with you people. There was when Viva was going on, I'm always telling to the student, how will you remember cane series? And one examiner asked the students, tell me the 4 examples of the your local anesthetic. What he told, procaine, lignocaine, prilocaine, dibucaine, sugarcane. It's not like that, or that is a cane series you have to remember, right? Bupivacaine, prilocaine, right? These are the actual, right? So these are the local anesthetics. Then in functional, already I told you nitroglycerin. And here we have finished the first general pharmacology part. That's the roots of drug administration. In short, again I'm telling you. Okay. Now next part is a first pass metabolism. First pass metabolism. Okay. Yeah. So first pass metabolism. Again here, camera. Which drugs are administered orally? Which drug has highest first pass effect? Administered orally. Okay, which drug has the highest first pass effect? Administered orally. Okay, so here, wait. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. My question is, which drugs administered orally and which drug has highest first pass effect? Right? Which drug has highest first pass effect administered orally? Options are A. propranolol, B, lignocaine, C, phenylbutazone, and D, pindolol. So again here, what should be your correct answer? Propranolol. Obviously, already before right taking this part, whenever I started the roots of the administration, I told you propranolol is the highest first. Propranolol has the highest first pass metabolism. Right now, my question is, which drug has highest first pass metabolism? Right, we already discussed. Now, can anybody tell me the name? They know only one. So what is that? Propranolol. But here I have again mnemonics. VP Singh, not a popular prime minister. VP Singh, not a popular prime minister. Right? VP Singh, not a popular prime minister. Very good. Verapamil, yes, right, Kiran. Yes, Verapamil. Okay, propranolol, salbutamol. If you will go to the KD Tripathi, you will get this. Okay, but you don't get the mnemonics. Huh? You will get these charts. You don't get anywhere these mnemonics. So verapamil, P, right? Propranolol, yes, salbutamol, N, nitroglycerin, A, alpranolol, P, pethidine. What is another name of pethidine? Mepridine, right? Now, what is mepridine? Pethidine, mepridine, opioid analgesics. And then P, propoxyphene. P, propoxyphene. M, morphine. M, morphine. Okay. So these are the drugs which has the highest first pass effect, right? So again, I'm telling you, verapamil, P, propranolol, yes, salbutamol, N, nitroglycerin, A, alpranolol, P, propoxyphene, right? Okay. Again, P is a pethidine and M is a morphine. Okay. Now next is, which drug has highest first pass effect? Not administered orally. So I again ILHT. Yes, Kiran, can you tell me what is ILHT? Which are not administered orally: isoprenaline, lignocaine, hydrocortisone, and testosterone. So isoprenaline, lignocaine, hydrocortisone, and testosterone. This drug has highest first pass effect and not administered orally. Means right. Next is which drug has lowest first pass effect? Can anybody tell me which drug has the lowest first pass effect? Yes. Which drug has lowest first pass effect? See, I made again mnemonic. PPT. So what is PPT? Phenylbutazone, P, pindolol, T, tolbutamide, T, theophylline, and right P, phenylbutazone, phenobarbital, okay, tolbutamide, okay, and T is the theophylline. So these are the drugs. Okay, these are the drugs which has lowest first pass metabolism. Okay, no problem. I'll show you the slide. Yes, are you visible to the slide? Yeah. See, your verapamil, and we already discussed ILHT. We already discussed. That is pindolol, phenylbutazone, then phenobarbital, salbutamide, and theophylline. My question is again, theophylline is obtained from. Do you know theophylline is obtained from? What is theophylline? Is a pharmacologically, theophylline is a weak diuretic. Theophylline is obtained from Thea sinensis. Now again, there is a caffeine. Caffeine is obtained from Coffea arabica. Theobromine is obtained from coca butter. अभी यहाँ पे नहीं है. इथे तुमचं कॅफिन वगैरे दिलेलं नाहीये. बट तुम्ही म्हणणार सर कुठून आहे? Yes, you have to go for the GPAT like this. यहाँ पे थिओफायलिन हा कॅफिनचा सक्का भाऊ आहे, लहान भाऊ आहे कॅफिनचा. Chemically, caffeine is 1,3,7-trimethylxanthine. Chemically, theophylline is 1,3-dimethylxanthine. Chemically, theobromine is 3,7-dimethylxanthine. हे सगळं तुमचं तोंडपाठ पाहिजे हो. Right? What I told you, caffeine is chemically 1,3,7-trimethylxanthine. Theophylline is chemically 1,3-dimethylxanthine. And next is what? Theobromine is 3,7-dimethylxanthine. So xanthine ring is present. Again, chemistry. There are two xanthine are there. XANTHINE, XANTHENE. चला जाऊ दे, chemistry जाऊ नये आपण. Okay. So this is that's it about the that is the first was metabolism, which is also called as pre-systemic metabolism. You already studied in the biopharmaceutical. Again, next is receptor. What is receptor? Okay, what is receptor? Your body is made up of number of receptors. Receptors are the macromolecular component. Write down the question. Receptors are this question was asked in the GPAT 2012. This question was asked in the NIPER 2006 when I have given the NIPER. Right? So this question was asked in the Manipal 2012 again. Okay. First of all, what are receptors? The question was, what are receptors? Yeah, receptors are A, micromolecular component, B, micromolecular component, C, glycoprotein in nature, D, both A and C. Receptors are A, macromolecular component, B, micromolecular component, C, glycoprotein in nature, and D is what? Both A and C. Okay. So what is your correct answer? Both A and C. Both A and C. Okay. Now, what are the, before going to the receptor, there is very basic things. I would like to ask you, what is drug affinity? What is drug affinity? What is intrinsic activity? Yes, do you know intrinsic activity? Yes? Do you know intrinsic activity? Do you know intrinsic activity? What is the difference between intrinsic activity and drug efficacy? For your kind of information again, before going to the intrinsic activity, what is drug affinity? Drug has ability to bind with the receptor, that is called as drug affinity. Drug has capacity to bind with the receptor, that is called as drug affinity. See, very basic, sir. Again, next is, what is drug efficacy or intrinsic activity? Drug has affinity to bind with the receptor, to induce a conformational change, and to produce a pharmacological effect, that is called as drug efficacy. That is not mentioned in the slide. That is very, you have to go to the KD3 part, you have to go to the Rangandev, you have to go to the Bara, you have to go to the Sharma and Sharma. Then and then you will get all this information. Okay, now do you got it? Very basics. What is affinity? Drug has ability to bind with the receptor. What is drug efficacy? Got it? Drug efficacy is also called as intrinsic activity. There will be no difference. Okay, then again there will be, wait. Yes. Again, there is drug efficacy and all that things. What is sphere receptor? Do you know about the sphere receptor? What is silent receptor? Whenever I'm asking the student, what is silent receptor? Students are silent. Because they don't know that. What is silent receptor? Because, yeah, right? So silent receptor is drug bind with receptor but does not produce any pharmacological effect. It's called as silent receptor. For example, plasma protein. Very basic. अजून आपण बेसिक मध्ये जाऊ शकतो. Drug action. What is the difference between drug action and drug effect? Drug action and drug effect चा difference माहित नसतो मुलांना. Sir, both are same. No way, not at all. Right? So now you got it. What is silent receptor? Drug bind with the receptor but does not produce any pharmacological effect. Example is plasma protein. Next receptor is sphere receptor. Sphere receptor is also called as reserve receptor, and this sphere and reserve receptors, right? So when drug bind with the receptor, not 85-90% drug bind with the receptor, but very small or trace amount of drug is remaining to bind with the receptor, and that trace amount of drug is remaining, right? So that is your sphere. Okay, so now next is, what is agonist? What is partial agonist? What is antagonist? What is inverse agonist? This is very basics. Again, you have to go, what are the example of agonist? You have to, what is different, means what is the definition of agonist? Right? What is the definition of? It acts as receptor to produce effect, which has a drug affinity as well as intrinsic activity. For example, adrenaline, non-adrenaline, isoprenalin, histamine, morphine, etc. These are the example of agonist. Agonist सगळ्यांनाच माहित असतो. But what do you know the example of inverse agonist? And there was a question in the NIPER, there was a question in the GPAT, which is an example of inverse agonist. So you are correct. What is the example? Your right, which is an example of inverse agonist. Okay, you want option. I am giving A, adrenaline, B, DMCM, C, nalorphine, D, naloxone. कुछ लोग बोलते सर नया है ये, अरे नया, no way. So you know what is the example? That is a DMCM. What is the long form of DMCM? Write down: dimethoxycarboxymethyl beta carbolene. Dimethoxycarboxymethyl beta carbolene. That is a DMCM. Okay, DMCM, and DMCM, dimethoxycarboxymethyl beta carbolene, which is a benzodiazepine inverse agonist. DMCM मैं पुनः रिपीट करता हूँ, आई एम टेलिंग अगेन, मैं फिर से बता रहा हूँ, डाइमेथॉक्सीकार्बोक्सीमिथाइल बीटा कार्बोलिन इनवर्स अगोनिस्ट. Right? So going detail, now we don't have time to giving the definition and all that. Then I'm just telling you the what are the examples of partial agonists? Yes, do you know the examples? Yes, no. Example of partial agonist, ecology, recall your second year ecology, your nalorphine, buspirone, DCI, dichloroisoproterenol. These are the example of partial agonist. I am repeating the example of partial agonist: nalorphine, buspirone. What is buspirone? Do you know buspirone is what? Anti-anxiety agent. You know, buspirone is a chemically azathioprine decandione. Azathioprine decandione. Okay, so partial agonist. Okay, buspirone, nalorphine, dichloroisoproterenol, DCI, dichloroisoproterenol, and last is the antagonist. Yes. Can you tell me the example of antagonist? Number of drugs are there: propranolol, atenolol, metoprolol. But I would like to tell you some specific. Do you know bicuculline? मी मुलांना सांगतो bicuculline चं वेगळंच pronunciation करतो. How bicuculline? I am telling you the bicuculline. That is a GABA antagonist, right? GABA antagonist. Right, so these are the antagonists. Okay, so then naloxone, naltrexone, naltrexone, these are the opioid antagonists. Okay, now this is a basic requirement. This is the basics of receptor. Now, actual, what are the types of the receptor? Again, what student know? If I'll tell you, do you know the type 1, type 2, type 3 receptor, type 4 receptor? Sir, सुना नहीं है हमने. Because we are reading only one book, that is a K.D. Tripathi. We are reading only one book, that is a Sharma and Sharma. You have to go through the different books, my dear student. If you will go through the Rangendale, type 1 receptor is also called as ionic receptor. This ionic receptor is also called as inotropic receptor. Okay, and what are the examples? What are the examples of the, there are the examples, that is a nicotine receptor. NM and NM, that is the example of type 1. See. Punna samthay me, type 1 is also called as ionic receptor. Ionic is also called as inotropic receptor. That is also called as LGIC. LGIC is ligand gated ion channel receptor. Ligand gated ion channel receptor. Okay. Next is type 2 receptor. There are many more names of the type 2 receptor. Have you heard about the type 2 receptor? Yes, GPCR. What is GPCR? G protein coupled receptor. Again, if I'll ask you, have you heard about the metabotropic receptor? Sir, we don't have heard. Yeah, metabotropic receptor is also called as G protein coupled receptor. Again, next name is transmembrane heptahelical receptor. So 7 transmembrane heptahelical receptor is a type 2 receptor. So I told you the 4 names, right? G protein coupled receptor, that is a type 2 receptor, then yes, right, and heptahelical receptor and metabotropic receptor. You know what are the example? That is, example is a muscarinic receptor. What are the different types of the muscarinic? M1, M2, M3, M4, and M5. Out of that, M4 and M5 are redefined. So M1 is called as, again, M1 is called as neuronal, M2 is called as, sir, हम भूल गए सर, आम्ही काल काय भाजी खाल्ली ते आठवत नाही सर, ये तो हम लोग once upon a time we have studied. No way. हमें यहाँ पे फर्स्ट ईयर का भी याद आना चाहिए, because we are going for the GPAT 2021, because we are going for the mission GPAT 2022, my students. And if you want to success and excel, so you have to go like this. Okay, so that is the M1, M2, M3, M4, and M5. Then adrenergic receptor. These are the examples of the type 2. Next is the type 3 receptor, that which is called as enzyme linked receptor or enzymatic receptor. Example is your cytokinin receptor, insulin receptor. Next is the type 4 receptor, which is called as cytoplasmic receptor, which is also called as nuclear receptor. And what are the example of the nuclear receptor? That is the thyroid receptor. In the steroid receptor, what are the receptors include in the steroid receptor? You have studied androgen receptor, you have studied the estrogen receptor, you have studied the glucocorticoid receptor, you have studied the mineralocorticoid receptor. These are the examples of the type 4 receptor. And here we have finished in short about the receptors. Okay, we have finished about the receptor, right? So now next is what are the examples of the active drug and active metabolite? So there will be question, and there was a question in the GATE 2004. There was a question in the GPAT 2014, which is an active metabolite of spironolactone, and your correct answer is candrinone. So if you will go through this, right? See. Now, actually, we have only 2 or 3 months are remaining, not 3, actually, 2.5 months are remaining only for the GPAT 2022. If you want to excel, those who are in the final year, my humble request to you people, don't read anything new. You have to go through only charts now. You have to go through the charts, table, you have to go for the group discussion. That's it. Okay, lastly, I'll tell you how you will go for that. Okay, so active drug, active metabolite, spironolactone, candrinone. Spironolactone is a diuretic. Spironolactone is the potassium sparing diuretic. Right? Next is the phenacetin, that is the paracetamol, morphine, codeine, digoxin, okay, then primidone, phenobarbital. Okay, so here I have just mentioned the 12. If you will go through my book, that is at a glance pharma entrance exam, I have given the 30 examples of this in the at a glance pharma entrance exam. Okay, by the TechMax publication. Now it is a TechNeo publication. So I have given the that is a 25. Okay. Next is a prodrug. So there are many more. That is a 6-mercaptopurine. Carbamazepine, that is a carbamazepine. Right? Prodrug and active form. Prodrug and active form. You know, dipiveprin, epinephrine, levodopa, dopamine, right? Next is sulindac, NSAID, sulfide metabolite of sulindac, proguanil, anti-malaria drugs, proguanil triazine. Okay, next is the prednisolone. Again, enalapril, see, enalapril, ramipril, benazepil, but again, what is enalapril? Yes, ACE inhibitor. What is that? What is ACE inhibitor? Angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitor. But there are 2 angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors. They don't have prodrug and active form. What are that? Write down. One is the captopril, another is the lisinopril. They don't have the active, means prodrug. Right? Captopril and lisinopril. Write down. These are the exceptions. And dear student, you have to, those who are not studying, that you have to study, that you have to excel. You should be different than others. Then you will excel. Okay, so that's it. This is in short. Again, I have just show you people 15. I have many more than 20, 30. I have. Now next is the plasma half-life. Okay, so digoxin, right? Okay, see, we'll see in the blackboard now. Yeah. Okay, we are just discussing here a plasma half-life. Which drug has highest plasma half-life? Which drug has highest